Hey guys, I'm Ellie and this is my horse Monty, and today I'm going to show you how I taught him to lay down. So first off, this video is actually a continuation on from my previous video, how to teach your horse to bow. So if you haven't watched that one, I suggest you go and watch that first and then come back and watch this. So just a quick disclaimer, this is just simply what worked with me and with my horse. Obviously every horse is different and some things may work with one horse but not with another. I sort of just drew upon ideas from a bunch of different horsemen and women that I really liked and sort of developed this method. I think that it works really well. It's very effective, but at the same time we're not using any ropes and we're not putting the horse in a position where he feels uncomfortable or threatened. Before you teach the lie down, there's a few things that you should make sure you and your horse are really comfortable with. Obviously, you need to know your horse really well. You need to know things that they like and things that they don't, places they don't like being touched, if they're sensitive anywhere, and you need to work through these issues before you start to teach the lie down. All these kinds of things are very important for tricks such as the lie down, where the horse is actually being asked to put itself in a position it normally wouldn't with a human. As I said before, this method actually requires you to teach the bow before you teach the lie down. So you want to make sure that the horse is very comfortable in the bow and that both you and him are satisfied with how that trick is. You want to make sure that it's pretty much spot on before you actually try to move on to the lay down. The lay down is just one of those tricks that takes a little bit more time than some other tricks. It's really important to understand that it's going to take time and to be really patient and observant. Make sure that you're rewarding and praising any small effort that your horse makes to lay down and that you make it fun and enjoyable and don't rush. I would also recommend keeping your sessions really short so that the horse doesn't get bored. You could do this by practicing other tricks in between or moving on to something else or having a ride and then coming back to it, but I wouldn't work on this trick for any more than 10 minutes a day because the horse really will, like depending on your horse, they really can get quite bored and it's just no fun then. So once your horse knows how to bow from both sides, we're going to teach them how to do a two-legged bow. This is the next step in getting them to lay down. So you can see in this clip, I've tapped Monty's leg and I've asked for the bow, just like usual. He's a little bit uncomfortable, so I'm just asking again. And then once he's in that bow, I tap the other leg and he goes into a two-legged bow. And he actually pops up out of this before I give him his cue. So I'm simply just going to ask for the trick again because he came up out of it before I wanted him to. And I'm just going to give him a treat when he's in that position and then quickly I'll ask him to pop up. So he didn't perform the trick like as well as he would now, but he still did an excellent two-legged bow. He holded a little bit longer than the time before, so I give him lots of praise, lots of pats, lots of treats, and I really let him know he did a really good job, and then I'll move on to something else. It did take Monty a couple of days to figure out what I was asking for when I tapped that second leg, but when he finally did figure it out, I gave him lots of praise and lots of pats. So just make sure that you reward any small effort for them to move that second leg, and when they do put it in the correct position or they put it close to the correct position, to stop and give them lots of praise, whether that be with treats or just with pats, and to try and encourage them to hold that position for as long as possible and wait for your cue for them to pop up, this will make it so much easier when you go to teach the lie down in encouraging the horse to stay down in that position because you've already done it with the two-legged bow. So of course our final step is the lie down. So this is a video of the second time Monty laid down for me. You can see I'm asking for the bow as usual. And then I ask for the two-legged bow, but I don't actually have to touch that second leg. He knows what I'm going to ask. I then am using a treat to encourage him to turn his head and lower his body down into a lay down. And you can see in this clip, and actually all of my clips of him laying down, that he lies down on one particular side, which I'm completely fine with. It honestly doesn't bother me. When he was first starting to do the trick, I found the best way to make him feel super comfortable and happy was to simply give him treats. You can see he's allowing me to climb all over him. All he really cares about is that he gets to have a nice lie down and he gets fed treats. So just do whatever works for you and your horse to try and make them feel as comfortable as possible in the trick. As time went on, I would ask Monty to stay in the position for longer periods of time. At first it started off just being a few seconds, then it turned into minutes, and now he's quite comfortable to stay down there all day. He couldn't care less. So just take your time, don't force it, and don't rush. So this is Monty laying down a couple of weeks ago. You can actually see in the clip that now all I have to do is simply tap the ground and he will lay down. He lays down very quickly, he gets quite enthusiastic about it. He's still a little bit awkward, but I mean, we're getting there. I think it's a great trick and I hope that I've helped you guys in some way. And that's basically how I taught Monty to lay down. I hope that this video has helped some of you guys out there wanting to teach the trick but just don't know where to start. I'm sure that I've left things out, so if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll answer as many as I can. Thanks!